So guys, yesterday what we discussed, guys, we discussed about how to install a studio application. On which case we go with the studio application. Okay, studio integration. What is the project explorer? What is the cloud explorer? What is the pattern? What is the assembly? We have discussed yesterday, guys, and how to create a integration and how to connect a tenant. Okay, so we have discussed, guys. And a few more things is we have discussed about the all the list of components which are regularly we use, guys. Okay, so now we're going to develop a one integration, guys. The requirement is with each company wise. So we need a one output file, guys. Each company wise, we need a one output file. The requirement is, so we have to call a custom report from Workday, and we have to generate a one output file based on the company, guys. Based on the company. So let's see, guys, how we can do in the studio. So based on the company, if we need a one output file means we need a multiple output files, guys. Okay. If you need a multiple output files, what you will do, guys, in core connector. So you have to write a multiple DTs and generate a multiple output file. Yes or no? So let's see, guys, the studio. First component, which component we can use, guys? What's the component, guys?
Workday in
Yeah. So what they we can drag and drop, guys. Okay. So later, so we have used, guys. Let's think. We have to create a one custom report. Okay. Advanced report. This is the data source, guys. Ah, we need a fields, employee ID, full name. We need a company as well, right? Company. If we need more things, we can add that. If we need more fields, we can add. But as of our requirement, we need this information. Okay. So based on the company, we have to generate a one output file, guys. I just enabled as a web service, guys. If you're not enabled as a web service, let's see, guys. If I try to, okay. So we have created a custom report. So which component we can use to call a custom report, guys? What's the component name?
Rest, okay, rest.
Okay, outrest, guys. Okay. So we can connect, okay, one component to another component. So in work the outrest component level, we have a common tab is showing as a required field, guys. Okay, extra path. We just go to the select RAS report R symbol. Select the which tenant is ours, guys. This is the one, right? And give the report name. So which is a enabled as a web service. Which report card web service enabled, we can choose that report. Do we get? If I try to disable this option, click next. Now I can able to see, guys. Click next. Give the name, guys. Custom report. Finish. By default, it's coming as a format simple XML, guys. If you go to, if you want to change, we just disable this option, guys. Okay. Disable this option, then we won't get it in simple format, guys. You will get it as a workday XML. Yes. Okay. So I have selected as a format equal to simple XML. I don't want to give a simple XML. CSV. Okay. It will generate as a CSV format, guys, directly. If you go and save this one, and so I want to migrate this integration to the tenant, guys, which is added new integration. Finished. What's this error, guys? We got an error. Undefined connection error while perform the deploy connection this integration. So it's showing as a connection. And here, if you can observe, this is a status also showing as a failed, guys. Error. Deployed failed, showing as a reset one. If you can observe, this is got failed, guys. What is the reason to fail this integration, guys? To deploy, we go and refresh this connection. The tenant connected successfully, guys. If we go on text connection showing as a successfully connected. But while this integration is, while I try to deploy, it's giving error, guys. See, this integration deploy with failed, guys. What's the issue? If anyone can guess, guys. So we have to,
Because we didn't enable as web service.
yes, we just enabled as a web service now. Now if I try to deploy, it's deployed successfully, guys. Okay. Now if I run this integration, is completed, guys. Let's see what the data is coming. Output is showing as a zero output files, guys. Why? Because of what's the why this output files is not coming, guys? Even integration successfully completed.
Because we have to use store subcomponent in a
Yeah.
sync.
Correct. So we have to, if we want to see the output files, so we have to use a async mediation. Inside this, we have to use a store component, guys. Then only the output file will be displayed. I'm going to give a variable and the title is a CSV file, right? Save and deploy, guys. Is successfully deployed. Let's go to tenant and run this integration. Now we have a one output file, guys. This is the what we expected. Okay, this is the CSV format. So now we got a CSV file, guys. So is there any way we can uh, split the data, guys? CSV file. So if you want to multiple times, we can change, guys. The format equal to simple XML or workday XML. Anything, guys. Whatever things you need, you just enable this simple XML whenever we need, guys. Select this report and finish, guys. Okay, this will come as a simple XML or JSON format or CSV. If we want, we can change, guys. Okay, if I try to deploy this into the tenant, this is the XML file, guys. If you can observe, okay. So this way it will come, guys. So now our requirement is each company we need a one output file, guys. Okay. So how we can split the data based on the company, guys? Okay. If I use the splitter component, what will happen? We have to use a XML stream splitter, guys. XML stream splitter. Now I'm connecting to from here to here. Okay. So what will happen? We have to use the each report by it means X path we have to give, guys. Okay. So how it will going to speed we can see, guys. Now we have a report data. Each report data we going to split and each report entry, guys. So if I split this way, what will happen if you can observe, guys? So it's not allowing to click next button. The project contains error. It's containing error, guys. So splitter component. So the sub route should be connect to the other component, guys. Okay. So otherwise it will give error. We got one error, guys. One output file. Okay. So if output file come is there is no errors until here, guys. Until store component there is no error because of we got output file of this, which means the store component triggered successfully. After this, any component we have facing any error is. Okay. Let's see where this error got happened. Can you read this error and then tell me, guys?
Do we need to provide any log for that? Anything?
So in last file also we will get the same type of error messages, right? So if you want to log file, if you scroll down, we have a reply log file. Okay. So we just confirm and click OK. There is a server log file. Just download and open. This is the failed reason, guys. So this is the reason. This is the error, guys. Any guess, guys, where we got a error? No split message was generated, which means the error occurred on the splitter messages, guys. So we will get a empty messages, which means there is no data in the custom report. Two times it will go to get a error, guys. The first time is a if there is no data in the custom report, you will get a error message as a no split message was generated. So the second issue is whenever we need a okay, the report data is not satisfying this export. So in that time also you will get a no split message was generated. Okay. So why this is not satisfying? We have given the copy and paste guys. Report data and report entry. Still, why is showing as invalid an error? Because of we have to give a namespace under splitter guys. We have to give a namespace under splitter guys. So what is the namespace? This is the namespace, right? So we have to give a namespace and we have to give a WD space namespace. WD we have to give guys. Then we can give a space and give a namespace guys. Okay. Let's save and deploy to the tenant. Deploy. Now it's showing as a completed and we got a one output file guys. So after splitter, how the splitter is happened and after splitter, how the data is coming, we have to check guys. How we can check? We have to give a store component guys. Okay. So I'm storing into the variable. The output is a variable. Which is the XML guys. I'm giving the dot XML store component. So I'm deploying into the studio guys. Take it. Let's go and run this integration now. It will take some time to complete this integration guys. So in meanwhile, let's see how many output files we got guys. Still it's running. So we have a after splitter, we have a lot of output files. Let's see one by one. This is the 21001 employee output file, guys. Employee ID, full name, gender, hire date, company we have, guys. So if you download the another output file, same data with 2100 employee, guys. Which means if we can observe, download the one more output file. This is the main output file, guys. The first output file after report. If you observe, this is the 2100 output file. So which means each report entry, each worker have the one output file, guys. Which means how the splitter is working, guys. Taking the data from the previous component, okay, it will split the data. The first employee record, it will split and it will process to the store component. Again, it will come back to the splitter and it will split the second employee record and it will process to the store component. Again, it will come back to the splitter. It will split the third employee and it will store to the store component, guys. This way, this splitter component will work, guys. The splitter component will work, guys. Now, if we want to store a values, if we want to store a this values into the variable, okay, employee ID, full name, gender, hire date, company. So we can store a values into the variables, guys. How we can store? We can use a eval component, okay. So here we can just click plus button. So here it will suggest you to press control space for the okay content assistant. If you want to assistant, so if you want to more things, we can add more plus buttons, guys. Okay. If you want to assistant on the content, we just click control space button, guys. It will gives you suggestions, guys. Okay. So if you want to call a launch parameter, for example, we have given a launch parameter here. If we want to store this launch parameter into the variable, we go with this option, guys. Control space LP. Okay. If we want to declare a variable where, if we want to declare a properties props, okay. So mostly we will go with the props, guys. Okay. Just double click on that, it automatically will come here. So for example, I want to store as a employee ID equal to, so we have to give a always part 0 dot. Again we're going to give a control space. We have to give a, so what it is, guys, X path, right? If you want to extract a value from the XML file based on X path, we're going to give, right? So same way, part 0 dot X path, guys. X path. So now part 0 dot X path. What is the X path, guys? If we can open the after splitter, where we writing the variables, guys, props variable after splitter, right? So how the data is coming after splitter, if we can observe, and this way it's coming. Okay. So using this XML file, we want to store a employee ID. We want to extract a employee ID, guys. What is the X path to display employee ID? Tell me, guys.
Report entry stash employee ID.
Yes. Report entry slash employee ID, guys. In single quotations, we have to give, guys. Okay. Just to do, we can paste it here. So this is the expression to store a employee ID, guys. Okay. Same way, we have a company. If we want to store a company values, we will go with the company name. If you want to store remaining values like full name, gender, height, date, position, this are all the information we can add multiple plus buttons guys. Okay, so we can save and deploy guys. Now it's completed guys. Total 679 employees we have. So that is the reason 680 records we got guys. 679 is employee record. One is for the main output file guys. Okay. So let's download. Let's run the integration. So because of the store components, it's running the long time guys. Next time we can delete the store component. Okay. We don't need guys. Why? Because of this store component is to only just for the our reference purpose guys. If you want to see the after splitter how the data is coming, if you want to see that purpose we have used the store component guys. So now we don't need store component. We're going to delete store component. Now it's got completed guys. Okay. There is no errors and we got a 680 output files guys. So how do you know? So this props variable data storing into this props variables are not. How do you know? Do you have to use the store component? Is it work guys? It will not work guys. Why? Because of store component will take a okay messages from the previous component. If you use this one or we can store it as a variable. If you use this as a variable, what will happen? We don't know which variable we have to use. Okay. So this is not a messages or not a anything else. Just storing the data into the variables case, props variables. How do you know whether the data is storing this props variable or not. So we have a one option log component guys. Log component. Okay. So in this log component, we're going to check the message content. Okay. What is the data coming from the previous component? Or if you want to process as a text file, we can use guys. So for example, I'm giving the line between these lines. I'm going to give a some data guys. Let's see props of employee ID. Props of employee ID. What data we are getting? What data you are getting guys? If you want to check under props of employee ID, how the data is coming. So if you want to call a or if you want to use these props variables somewhere else, so we can use this function guys. Okay. What's the function? At the rate, open bracket, close bracket, inside the bracket, we can use this props of employee ID guys. Okay. Then you will extract a value of value of this guy. Value of employee ID. You will extract guys. Okay, using this function. In XSLT, if you want to call a variable into the body, how you calling guys? With the dollar symbol, right? With the dollar symbol. Same way, here, if you want to call a props variables, okay? So we can use this option guys. At the rate, open bracket, close bracket, inside this, we can use a props of company. Okay? This way we can use guys. Okay? So in the log file, we want to identify the where the data is coming, right? So that is the reason I'm giving this lines guys. Okay? Let's save this one and deploy into the tenant. So now we got a successfully completed output. We got a one output file. Let's see guys. If we use the log file, so this log file data will be stored in the this log files guys. We have to use the retrieve log and download the log file. This is the data guys. Okay. This is for the first splitting data. This is for the second split data. This is the third split data. So this way it will be display guys. Let's see now the data is coming or not. So whatever the we have given here, props of employee equal to until this is the static file guys. Anything we can use it here. Okay. So it's coming. But after that we have call a actual data we want to print guys. How the data is coming. Did it come guys? No. Why? Because of so we have to give a namespace in the XPath as well. Okay. So the same condition guys. So if we given the only report data and report entry, is it splitting guys? Is giving a error. We have to give a namespace. Okay. Same way, if we want to store a variables, props variable, we have to give a namespace guys. Otherwise, it will not allow guys. Okay. So comma and single quotation, I'm going to give a namespace guys. Same way, we have to give a comma inside the single quotation. We have to give a namespace. Okay. Now save this integration, deploy into the tenant. Now if we can check guys, if we can observe the first employee 2100 employee ID, and this is the company, and this is the second employee record, second employee company. So same we have a all the employees records. 21474, 21 sub 474 company. Okay. This way we can use this props variables guys. Okay. Now the data is coming inside the props variables guys. Okay. Now tell me guys, so how we can, based on the company, how we can use guys. Do you have a right route component guys? Inside the route we can use a condition, right? Okay. We can use a conditions guys. How we can use these conditions? We can use a ML strategy. Okay. So once you click on the ML option, it will display the one more route component. We can click one more time. It will give the one more option to add a one more route guys. So if it's the first one, it will go to the sub route. Second one, it should go to the alternate. This one. Okay. So here we can mention as a based on the expression case. Okay. For example, we're going to give as a company equal to global model service USA. Okay. Global model service USA guys. If it's a company satisfied, if it's a company equal to, whenever this value match, what will happen? It will go and trigger the subroute guys. From subroute to, we can connect one more async mediation guys. Let's see. And alternative, we're going to give one more async mediation guys for alternative. So for example, we have a two types of output file we need. One is for the USA employees. One is for all other companies guys. So we can take it as a true. Now what will happen? Now what will happen, guys? So it will go on trigger a display the US applies record here, and it will go on to check the remaining all the employees to the one output file. So in this case, but in our case, each company into the one output file, guys. So in that case, what will happen? We're going to add a one more route component, and we're going to give a sub route. Okay, one more sub route we have added. We're going to give a sub route 0, guys. This way, we're going to give a multiple sub routes, guys. Each company, for example, here we're going to give as a company. For example, India company. So we're going to give, guys. It will go on to create. It will generate one output file for the one more async variation. So we don't know how many companies we have in our tenant, guys. So we have to give the, for example, 10 companies. We have to give a 10 sub routes. Is it possible, guys? In future, they have added a new company, and after 1 year, they acquiring the new company. They introduce a new company in the workday. So in that case, what will happen? It will not generate. Again, we have to go to route component. We have to add a one more sub route in to add a that company, guys. Yes or no? It will take very hard, guys. Okay. So if we have a requirement, they needed two outputs files. One is for the USA, one is for the other countries, all other countries. We go with the route component, guys. We go with the route component. But in our requirement is we have to generate each company into the one output file. Each company into one output file, guys. So in that case, so is it possible, guys? It is a very difficulty to give this sub routes and route component, guys. Okay, it is a very difficulty to take this component. But if, for example, one case, if we need a one country, for example, USA company is a one output file. If we need to generate as a remaining all the countries, all the company applies into the one output file. In that type of scenarios, we go with the this option, guys. Only two output files or three output files, up to 4 or 5 output files, we go with route component, guys. Okay. So how it will work for the route component? Let's see, guys. Okay. Yeah. So we have given this company, and it will come to here, and it will store, guys, whenever the company match this employee. Okay. So if it's not this company, what will happen? It will go to the check the alternate condition. It will check the true condition, guys. True means it will condition the satisfy, guys, and it will go to the alternate, and it will display the store component here, guys. Okay. Yes or no, guys? So this way, if we want to check the store component, so we can use, guys. But in our requirement, we don't need store component here. So we can check the, if you want to check the how the data is coming after route component, we can use the store component, guys. Okay. Understand, guys? So I'm just changing our requirement. We have to send a two output file. We have to generate a two output file. One output file for only US supplies. Okay. So the remaining output file we have to generate all the other employees will fall under the other companies, guys. Okay. So that is the reason we have used the route component, and I have used the ML strategy to check the condition. Based on the conditions, it will trigger to the sub routes, and it will process the data two ways, guys. Okay. So this is the process, guys. Okay. So this is the process we have to follow for this two simple output files. If we need a more output files, so we go with the group by function guys. That's something. So we'll discuss in the later classes. So as of now, I'm giving the assignment to you guys. Okay, use the route component. Use the route component. Then we can generate a US applies into the one output file. Okay, the remaining all the other companies will generate a one other output file guys. Okay, so let's do guys. So how many you people will do this task? Let's see. Okay. So any doubts, guys?
So the splitter we are using, right? For the only for the simple XML or normal XML? Only for the
Yes.
XML only we use splitter.
Any XML we can use, guys. Not only simple,
Okay,
software
it's
XML,
not.
XML also we can use the splitter component to split the same way, guys.
Okay.
Any other doubts, guys?
We have some XML to CSV TXT converters, right? So uh, we can directly use that to convert XML instead of doing the splitting.
Yes, yes, we can use it, but not this case. So we can use in the. So we'll discuss on the some other cases, guys. Not this case.
Okay.
Till now, what we discussed till now. So any doubts on this topic, guys? So if no doubts, you can leave the meeting, guys. So do practice and do generate a different output files. One is for the USA, one is for the other employees, guys. Okay. So do prepare and let's see how many you people will do. Any other doubts, guys?
Sir, uh, while we are running this asynchronous mediation, after the log we didn't give any store, but still we get the output now, sir.
Where
Then
we
what is
got the output? We got only one output, which is a which is this is the output, guys. This is the store component output file we got. But the log file data it will store in the server logs. Under server logs, it will store the data, guys, for the log file. So we have to download from here, guys. If we don't want to use the store component, we can use the log component here. We can use the log component and we can download a log component and we can see, guys. But if you download the log component, you will get some confusion. So we have a lot of data in the log data. Some other data also it will be display, guys. That is the reason. So we go with the store component. So whenever we need a log component, we can use log component if we need anything else.
So if you want to check whether we are getting the output or not, log is enough. And to get the output, we definitely we have to use store.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So is there any way that we can skip the all the files except the output file?
So we are getting only one output file, right? Right now. So for example, if you use the multiple store components, we will get a multiple output files. If you don't want, you can delete the store component. Guys. That's it. After developing completion, so you can delete the store component. Or if you want to stop this to run the to display output file, we have it execute event. Advanced tab level, we have a execute event. We can use a false. So in this case, the store component will be not displayed, guys. The output file will be not displayed.
So the output file will be displayed, but the number of file, each record, it will not display.
Sorry. Which
Is it
means
correct, sir?
if you run the integration, if you use the advanced tab of the store component as a false, so if any times if you run the integration, this store component will be not triggered, guys. In that case, you won't get it a output file now. You won't get it, guys.
Okay.
Any other doubts, guys?